Imagine waking up one day and realizing your life feels like an unfolding story. A story filled with moments of struggle, discovery, and transformation. You sense there is something deeper beneath the surface of your everyday experiences. A hidden path that leads you through trials and challenges that shape who you truly are. This journey isn't just something found in myths or movies. It's a profound process happening inside you every day, a silent adventure where you are both the hero and the traveler. In every culture and era, stories of heroes venturing into the unknown have captivated hearts. These tales share a common thread, a call to step beyond what is familiar, to face obstacles that test courage, and to return changed, bearing the wisdom gained through hardship. But what if the greatest journey isn't the one across distant lands or fantastical realms, but the one taking place within the depths of your own mind and spirit? What if the dragons you need to slay and the treasures you seek are symbols for the parts of yourself that you have yet to understand? This inner voyage is often marked by feelings of discomfort or confusion, moments when life seems to challenge you in unexpected ways. You might encounter fears, doubts, or aspects of your personality that feel dark or unwelcome. Yet, it is precisely in confronting these difficult experiences that you grow. The journey pushes you to explore the unknown territories of your own being, revealing hidden strengths and insights. Each step forward is a victory, and each obstacle overcome brings you closer to a fuller, more authentic self. Even if you don't realize it, this heroic quest is underway. It is a psychological adventure that transforms ordinary people into legends, not through grand external feats, but through the courage to face inner battles and emerge stronger. Every challenge holds a lesson, every hardship a chance to evolve. This journey is universal, timeless, and deeply personal. And now, it's calling you to begin. The idea of the hero's journey has captured human imagination for centuries, showing up in myths, legends, and stories across the world. At its core, this journey is about transformation, an individual stepping beyond the familiar, confronting challenges, and ultimately returning changed. But while many see this as a tale of external adventure, the hero's journey is also a profound inner process that each person experiences within their own mind and spirit. Within the depths of the human psyche, there lies a narrative, unfolding quietly but powerfully. This inner story is not about dragons in distant lands or battles in faraway kingdoms, but about the struggles, revelations, and growth that happen inside. It is a journey towards self-discovery, where the hero confronts the unknown parts of themselves and learns to integrate all aspects into a cohesive whole. This process often begins with a call, a feeling that something in life is no longer satisfied or complete, prompting a need for change. Life frequently presents us with moments of crisis, confusion, or dissatisfaction that awaken a deep longing for meaning. These moments are invitations to embark on the inner hero's journey, to leave behind old patterns and step into new awareness. The path is rarely straightforward. It involves facing fears, doubts, and parts of ourselves we might prefer to avoid. Yet it is through this courageous confrontation with the unknown that true growth occurs. Along this inner journey, symbolic figures and archetypes appear, images and themes that represent different facets of the psyche. They serve as guides, teachers, or obstacles, helping the hero navigate the complex landscape of the mind. These encounters reflect the universal aspects of human experience, reminding us that the hero's journey is not just an individual story, but a shared blueprint for psychological transformation. The descent into the depths of the psyche can feel daunting. It means stepping into shadowy realms where insecurities and suppressed emotions dwell. But it is precisely in this descent that the hero gains insight and strength. By embracing rather than rejecting these hidden parts, the individual moves toward integration, healing, and wholeness. Ultimately, the inner hero's journey is a quest for authenticity. It is about shedding masks, overcoming inner conflicts, and becoming aligned with one's true nature. The journey transforms suffering into wisdom and confusion into clarity, revealing a renewed sense of purpose and connection to life. Though the path is challenging, it offers profound rewards, greater self-understanding, resilience, and peace. Everyone is on this journey, whether consciously or not. Recognizing it can empower us to face life's challenges with courage and hope. It invites us to view hardships not as setbacks, but as necessary steps on the way to becoming our fullest selves. The hero's journey within is the timeless story of growth and transformation that lies at the heart of every human experience. In life, many people find themselves trapped in cycles of confusion, frustration, and inner conflict. Despite external success or comfort, there's often a lingering sense of dissatisfaction or restlessness that cannot be easily explained. This internal struggle frequently arises from an experience of fragmentation within the self, where different parts of one's identity feel disconnected, contradictory, or even opposed. People might feel torn between who they want to be and who they believe they should be, or between conscious goals and unconscious desires. This inner division creates tension, anxiety, and sometimes even despair. One of the greatest challenges people face is the fear of confronting the unknown parts of themselves. The mind is vast and complex, and many aspects of it remain hidden beneath the surface of everyday awareness. These hidden areas often harbor emotions, impulses, or memories that have been repressed because they are uncomfortable, shameful, or confusing. Avoiding these parts might provide temporary relief, but over time this avoidance leads to a buildup of unresolved psychological tension. The shadow side of the psyche, which includes fears, insecurities, and unacceptable impulses, grows stronger the more it is ignored. When left unacknowledged, this shadow can manifest in self-sabotaging behaviors, emotional outbursts, or a deep sense of emptiness. Another significant problem is the lack of a clear internal guide or compass. Without a cohesive sense of self, people often struggle to make decisions or find meaning in their lives. They may rely heavily on external validation or societal expectations rather than inner conviction. This can lead to feelings of being lost or disconnected from one's true purpose. Without understanding the deeper layers of their psyche, people may fall into repetitive patterns, relationship troubles, career dissatisfaction, or destructive habits that reinforce feelings of stagnation. Moreover, modern life's fast pace and constant distractions make it increasingly difficult to pause and explore these inner challenges. Many individuals feel overwhelmed by daily responsibilities, leaving little space for introspection or personal growth. The pressure to maintain a particular image or conform to external demands can suppress authentic self-expression. As a result, internal conflicts remain unresolved, often intensifying over time. Finally, there is a cultural dimension to this problem. Society often emphasizes success, productivity, and surface-level happiness, while neglecting the importance of inner work and emotional complexity. People may feel ashamed or afraid to acknowledge their vulnerabilities and struggles, leading to isolation and silence. The heroic quest for psychological integration requires courage to face these stigmas and embrace the full spectrum of human experience, including pain and imperfection. Together, these challenges create a profound dilemma: how to navigate the complexities within, confront the hidden aspects of self, and emerge as a more whole and authentic person. This journey demands bravery, self-awareness, and persistence. It is not a linear or simple path, but a winding, sometimes turbulent process that calls for deep commitment to personal transformation. Without addressing these internal struggles, individuals risk remaining trapped in cycles of dissatisfaction and fragmentation, unable to realize their full potential or live with true fulfillment. The journey toward inner wholeness begins with the recognition that there is more to oneself than what is immediately visible. This awareness often arises from moments of discomfort, confusion, or crisis, when the familiar ways of thinking and being no longer suffice. It is at this threshold that the individual is invited to venture inward, exploring the depths of their psyche with openness and curiosity. This exploration is not simply an intellectual exercise, but a deeply experiential process involving emotions, memories, and symbolic experiences that reveal hidden dimensions of the self. As the journey unfolds, the individual encounters different facets of their inner world. Some of these may be familiar, while others feel strange or even threatening. One significant aspect encountered on this path is what might be called the shadow side, the parts of oneself that have been denied, rejected, or suppressed. These can include fears, desires, unresolved wounds, or traits deemed unacceptable by oneself or society. Facing the shadow is one of the most challenging steps in this process, because it requires courage to acknowledge these uncomfortable truths rather than pushing them away. However, embracing the shadow is essential for growth. When these hidden parts are brought into awareness, they lose their power to unconsciously control behavior or cause inner conflict. Instead, they can be integrated into a more complete sense of self, enriching one's personality with greater authenticity and depth. This integration transforms what once seemed like weaknesses or flaws into sources of strength and wisdom. Alongside the shadow, symbolic figures or inner guides often appear during this journey. These might take the form of dreams, visions, or spontaneous thoughts that represent different aspects of the psyche. Such symbols act as messengers, offering guidance, warnings, or encouragement. Recognizing and understanding these inner symbols helps to navigate the complex terrain of the mind, revealing insights that may not be accessible through logic alone. The path also involves a descent into vulnerability and uncertainty. As the individual moves deeper, they confront fears of loss, failure, or rejection. These experiences can feel like a symbolic death, an ending of old identities or beliefs that no longer serve. Yet, within this letting go lies the potential for rebirth. Emerging from the depths, the individual begins to experience a renewed sense of self, characterized by greater balance and harmony between conscious and unconscious elements. This process of transformation is neither quick nor easy. It often requires persistent effort, self-reflection, and sometimes support from others who can witness and hold space for this inner work. Over time, the journey leads to a more integrated and resilient self, capable of facing life's challenges with increased wisdom and authenticity. Through this ongoing exploration and development, the hero within grows stronger, ready to live a life aligned with their deepest truth. The climax of the inner journey often arrives unexpectedly, in a moment charged with intense emotion and profound insight. It is a turning point where the individual confronts their deepest fears and most hidden truths, those parts of themselves that have been long denied or avoided. This encounter can feel like standing at the edge of an abyss, facing an overwhelming darkness within that threatens to consume or shatter one's sense of self. It is a moment filled with uncertainty, vulnerability, and immense courage. This key moment is often described as a confrontation with the shadow, where the hero meets the aspects of themselves they find uncomfortable or frightening. It might manifest as a powerful emotional crisis, a sudden insight, or a symbolic vision that reveals hidden patterns and unresolved wounds. At this point, the individual must decide whether to turn away, clinging to familiar illusions and defenses, or to embrace the unknown and step into the discomfort. Choosing the latter is a decisive act of bravery and marks the beginning of true transformation. During this pivotal encounter, the boundaries between light and dark, known and unknown, conscious and unconscious begin to blur. The individual experiences a profound sense of dissolution, where old identities, beliefs, and attachments fall away. This can feel like a symbolic death, a necessary letting go that creates space for renewal. The collapse of these previous structures may bring pain, grief, or fear, but it is also the gateway to liberation. As the hero endures this ordeal, something remarkable occurs. The darkness that once seemed threatening starts to reveal its hidden gifts. The very fears and wounds that cause suffering become sources of strength, insight, and healing. This paradoxical revelation shifts the individual's relationship to themselves and their life. They no longer see these parts as enemies to be defeated, but as essential pieces of a larger whole. Acceptance and integration replace denial and rejection. This transformative moment often leads to a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. Emerging from this inner crucible, the individual feels reborn, more whole, resilient, and aligned with their true self. The inner landscape that was once fractured now begins to harmonize. The journey has moved from fragmentation toward unity. This climax is not the end, but a crucial threshold. It marks the point where the hero gains the wisdom needed to return to everyday life with newfound courage and authenticity. The trials faced and the darkness embraced serve as the foundation for living with deeper meaning and connection. This key moment stands as the turning point where inner struggle transforms into profound growth and empowerment. The journey into the depth of the psyche reveals a universal process of transformation that transcends time and culture. It is a path that moves from fragmentation toward integration, from confusion toward clarity, and from fear toward courage. Throughout this journey, the individual faces challenges that test their resolve, confronts hidden aspects of themselves, and ultimately emerges stronger and more whole. This process underscores the profound truth that true growth is rarely comfortable or straightforward. It demands facing the unknown, embracing vulnerability, and navigating inner darkness. Yet these difficult experiences are precisely what make transformation possible. By leaning into discomfort rather than avoiding it, the individual gains access to deeper layers of self-awareness and wisdom. One of the key lessons of this journey is that every part of ourselves, even those we might initially reject or fear, holds value. The process of integration teaches us to honor all aspects of our being, including the shadowy or uncomfortable parts. When we do so, we reclaim energy and strength that were once hidden or lost. This leads to a richer, more authentic experience of life, one where we are not fragmented or divided, but unified and grounded. The journey also reveals that transformation is ongoing. It is not a destination to be reached, but a continual process of growth and renewal. Each phase prepares us for the next, inviting us to deepen our understanding and expand our capacity to live with purpose and meaning. Life itself becomes a heroic quest, where everyday challenges are opportunities for inner development. Ultimately, the inner journey highlights the power of courage and commitment. It shows that change is possible when we are willing to look inward honestly and persist through uncertainty. By undertaking this quest, individuals discover a greater sense of wholeness and a stronger connection to their true selves. This empowers them to navigate life's complexities with resilience, creativity, and authenticity. The hero's journey within the psyche is a timeless story of self-discovery and transformation that speaks to the heart of what it means to be human. It invites us all to become heroes of our own inner worlds, facing our fears, embracing our complexity, and emerging renewed. Through this process, we not only transform ourselves, but also contribute to a more conscious, compassionate world. The path is challenging, but the rewards are profound, offering a life lived with greater depth, meaning, and fulfillment. The path to inner transformation begins with a single choice: to turn inward with openness and curiosity, rather than away from what feels difficult or unknown. If you sense that there is more to your story, more to your potential, and more to your understanding of yourself, now is the time to begin your own journey. This is an invitation to step courageously into the adventure of self-discovery, embracing both the light and shadow within. Start by creating moments of stillness in your daily life. Set aside time to reflect deeply on your experiences, emotions, and dreams. Journaling can be a powerful tool to explore your inner landscape, helping you to recognize patterns, fears, and desires that may have been hidden or ignored. Pay attention to recurring themes or symbols that arise. These can serve as guides on your path. Don't shy away from discomfort or uncertainty. Instead, view these feelings as signposts indicating areas in your life that need attention and growth. When you encounter difficult emotions or thoughts, try to meet them with compassion and curiosity rather than judgment. This shift in attitude opens a door to understanding and healing. Seeking support can also enhance your journey, whether it's a trusted friend, mentor, therapist, or spiritual guide. Having someone to listen and hold space for your exploration can provide invaluable insight and encouragement. You don't have to navigate this path alone. Engage in practices that nurture self-awareness and balance. Meditation, mindfulness, creative expression, or movement can help you connect more deeply with your inner world. These practices cultivate presence and allow unconscious material to surface in a safe and manageable way. Remember, this journey is not about perfection or rushing toward a final destination. It is a continuous process of learning, growing, and integrating. Celebrate the small victories along the way, knowing that every step forward brings you closer to living authentically and fully. Most importantly, commit to being brave. The hero journey within requires courage to face your fears and embrace your whole self, including parts that may feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But this courage is rewarded with profound transformation, a life imbued with meaning, resilience, and genuine connection to yourself and others. So take that first step. Begin the adventure within and discover the power and wisdom that lie hidden inside you. Your story is waiting to unfold.